All right, everyone. Gerard here, fxlivedaytrading.com, and today we're going to be going over Bitcoin futures, and we're going to also talk about the overall market, some opportunities that I'm seeing. But before I begin, let me verbally give you the disclaimer. Bitcoin, futures, Forex, and markets in general for that matter, especially Forex and futures, have a significant amount of risk. And know this before you trade, and you should be ready and willing to lose all, if not most, of your investment. I think I pretty much summarized most of that government required disclaimer. Let's go ahead and proceed. So let's go to this. See, I wanted to do really the reason I'm titled this the Bitcoin trading room is I touched on the Bitcoin a couple weeks back, and now it's been more than a couple weeks. I think it's been three weeks, maybe a month, and we outlined this exact trade. And we're still long this trade, and we've been trading it as we've been going up, buying the dips, selling the rips, and doing very well. Now, the reason I wanted to do this video is because we have come to an area that is overhead congestion, and I want to discuss that and track it for the next month. We meet in our Bitcoin trading room, along with, it's part of the futures trading room. So if you go to fxlivedaytrading.com, you'll see a link there for the futures trading room. And we meet there every day. Okay? And the hours of that trading room is from noon. Okay, so that's 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And that goes until 3 p.m. So if you're interested, check that out. Now let's get to the technical analysis. The futures trading room today, I am, as you know, for those of you who are in the futures trading room listening to this, you may be wondering why I'm covering all this when you're members and you know all this. It's because I'm doing this because I'm putting this up on YouTube. Okay, so non-members are going to be listening to this. At any rate, let's get down to it. All right. Here we have Bitcoin, and it's been steadily going up. How beautiful is this progression here to the upside? Am I ready to short this? Absolutely not. Okay, I'm still long some Bitcoin and will be. But I wanted to cover on the fact that this is our congestion area here. Let me move back. You can just see this right here. Now, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. And again, I'm using MT4. The reason I'm doing this is it's really easy to use. And check this out. All right. We are consolidating right here at the 50% Fibonacci retracement. I think at this point we may consolidate a little bit more and then probably see a little correction. Maybe come down to the 96. I don't know. But I'm watching this, and I'm not taking any new longs here, and the long that I have is very small. So this is Bitcoin. I'm keeping it very simple. Some people get so complex into Bitcoin, and I sometimes listen and I want to know, well, why are they getting so in depth with something that's so simple? And the only conclusion that I can come up with is they must want you to buy some kind of course, to make something so simple, so complex. So what I do here is I break break these things down in a very simplistic way. All right? I mean, it's just so simple. Why make it a project? Well, hey, if you want to join our trading room, that's wonderful. If you don't, that's wonderful too. All right. I trade day in, day out, and I'll continue to trade, and I love it. It's a great opportunity. And more people that get involved with trading, obviously, the more liquid everything's going to be. But why do I enjoy trading so much? Well, no opportunity, no career in the world is going to be as rewarding as trading. And this comes only when you have mastered certain disciplinary, simplistic concepts. Simplistic. All right? And once you've mastered them, then to me, everything becomes easy. But to make a massive project out of everything is just absolutely ridiculous. So why don't we go ahead and discuss some things and why I like trading Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you right here. Here's the, if we go back to February 8th, 7th, we see we had a gap up. Well, guess what? This filled the gap perfectly, and then away it goes. Bitcoin trades so technically sound that it's just beautiful. And to not trade it is just doing a disservice to an experienced day trader who's looking to make profits. All right, now, I'm not going to go ahead and cover, too much Forex in this video because obviously it's titled Bitcoin and Futures. But let me just go through futures in general. All right. Some of the major futures, otherwise known as AKA indexes. Okay. When I say, I shouldn't say all futures are indexes because they're not. It's just a means to trade a trading vehicle. All right, so in this case, we are looking at the SPX 500, and I get a lot of requests of people asking me where do I think it's going to go, and I can only say this. I think, and I said this yesterday to our class, I said that I think we're going to see 34, and everybody was getting all ready and willing and short today at the open because of the coronavirus, and I said, I'm not doing that. Sure enough, pop, if anything, you should have been going long into that. So I don't think we're ready to make a move lower, okay? When are we going to be ready? I don't know. But maybe the round number 34. Excuse me. I was up so late last night doing work. I trade and I do research constantly. It's really the only way to be on top of your game. And when you're on top of your game in trading, it means making more money. And that's really what it's about. It's not about entertainment. It's about making money. If you want entertainment, you can go to Vegas. We're here to create a business, to create wealth. And how do we do that? Well, we have to create the right results. How do we create the right results? We focus and we focus and we focus on what works and what doesn't work. And after 20 years, I have to believe that I've picked up some things that work very well. When we go to the 1 hour chart, we're looking at this Aussie New Zealand night. Although this is Forex now. But the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm just, going over some chart patterns. Now this right here could turn out to be the perfect head and shoulders formation. So we're tracking this in our Forex trading room, and we will see what transpires. But we have shoulder and shoulder and then head. So let's see what comes from this. And I'm thinking it's going to end up being a head and shoulders pattern. But until it's a head and shoulders pattern, then it's a head and shoulders pattern. So some other thoughts, some other ideas. We had oil, which is a future. Jump back to futures here. And I said that this was the ideal perfect long setup. And it worked. It worked. Now on the 4 hour, we do have a little bit of divergence. Alright, but I'm thinking we still make it to 52 before we turn around. Okay, so we've been seeing the Canadian dollar stronger. Alright, and then let's grab another future here. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to cover that, Janet. All right, and that is, well, excuse me, to answer your question, it's XAUUSD. That's the CFD symbol. But you can find many different futures contracts, depending upon what you want to use. If you do an E-mini, it's going to be a different symbol. For example, oil, it's QM. That would be the contract for oil, QM. So here we are now, taking a look at the gold. We are developing some divergence here. So I would say another reach of 1600, and I'll most likely be looking for a short. Okay. I believe that's going to trigger a short setup, and I believe that we're going to have some opportunities to do well in this trade. Let me just open it here. Here's the weekly chart. Okay, and in trading class, we're constantly talking about and training. If any of you have ever taken boxing, martial arts, kung fu, whatever, it's a monotonous going over the same thing over and over again. Even going to the gym is monotonous. But what are you doing? You're training your muscle fibers. You're well, actually, in that case, you're actually ripping them, and then they go ahead and they, heal, and they get bigger, and that's how you get bigger muscles. But I guess we're not tearing anything up. What we're doing is just using repetition. And after we do that, that's what I don't understand. Why don't people want to train themselves? Why don't they want to? Hey, by the way, we were talking about Bitcoin. Let's keep this on our radar. Why don't people want to train themselves into becoming better by exercising? And that's what we do. People form bad habits, and then they wonder why they're losing, because you're doing the same thing over and over again expecting different results, and that's negative. Let me get rid of this. Wait, hold on. In this case, you know what, I'm gonna keep it up here. There is some relevance here. Hold on to the Bitcoin volume. Here we go. Alright, so remember, repetition is good. Repetition works. Repetition can make you a better person. It can make you a better trader, providing that the repetition will expand upon some positive habits to make you better at your trade. So for example, if I am a police officer and I'm training myself on certain techniques to counteract, a possible situation, then obviously I'm going to be a better police officer when the time comes. So what we are doing is we're programming our brain daily. And that's what our trading room is about, and that's what it should be about. And I see a lot of trading rooms where people are not just coming in, they're not serious, and they're room jumping. Well, our trading room is different. It's a small family-like atmosphere, and we help each other. More importantly, we all have the same goal, and that's to win and make money. Okay? It's not who has the better trade for the day. Helping each other is positive. So here is the futures on the S&P. All right. I'm just going to keep my Aussie New Zealand to my right. And just in case we start to fall here on the SPX, I want to prove my point that sometimes you are seeing that Australian New Zealand move lower with the stock market. Not always, but a lot of times that Aussie does get hit hard, and it drives all the pairs down, including Aussie New Zealand. Today we've seen a move up in the markets. It's just made new highs. All right. And that means when I say new highs, I mean new 52-week highs. And this is a continuous process. And in an election year, you shouldn't be so quick to think that we're going to have a massive move down in equities. Okay, so be very careful to think that. Why don't we, futures encompasses different things. You could trade futures in Forex too. You can use a futures contract to trade Forex. So what are we doing here then? Like, what are we looking at? I mean, let's face it, a futures contract is the dollar index too. Take a look at this beautiful downtrend in the euro versus the US dollar. And we're entering now this area of this bottom channel, and we are staying very, very bullish. So at some point, we're going to get that move off of the trend line and then make it back up here, maybe to that 108.80, but until we start to see something happen there, I'm just not interested. There's been too many trades that I've got myself into where I am early. If you want to be early for church, be early for a date, be early for a meeting, be early for your job, be early. But if you're going to be early when it comes to trading, you may have a big problem on your hands. So I've learned that too. So the market teaches you a lot of things. All right. So, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a very, very good future to trade because it's sometimes when these type of I'm going to call it vehicle again, trading vehicles are new, they're not traded by sophisticated investors. They become so very technically sound as opposed to, let's say, the euro versus the USD, which is traded a lot by algorithms. Okay? So is the SPX. This does not make an excuse of why you can't trade. Not at all. I can't trade the euro USD. It's traded by algorithms. That's nonsense. Not true at all. Any rate, does anybody have any questions? I know I've been ranting on and talking. I just wanted to, touch base here. And we are seeing Bitcoin just continually to make its way up. Volatility has been low today, and we're really just consolidating sideways. We had that one nice move higher, and then we got slammed down to the 50 fib. That was earlier today. Okay. The only thing I can say is, again, I'm watching this area that we're at right here and now. All right. And, that 50 fib most likely is going to break at some point, and I think we'll see a move lower. And looks like we're going to be running stops too on this future, SPX future. All right. Now let's get to what do I think. That's a very good question. Very good question, Robert. He's talking about the coronavirus. I mean, after all, so many people are talking about this coronavirus, and when it first came out, I gotta admit I fell for it. All right, I was getting all my trades ready, and You know, maybe the first day it was definitely worked, but you know, just follow the charts. Judge temporarily blocks Microsoft Pentagon Cloud contract after Amazon suit. White House does not have high confidence in China's coronavirus information, official says. All right. Now let's check this out. The U.S. does not have high confidence in the information coming out of China regarding the count of coronavirus cases, a senior administration official told CNBC. After several days of reporting a slow number of confirmed cases, the Chinese officials said on Thursday there was 15,000 additional. So there's skepticism, basically. And they don't know. Now they're saying there's more than 60,000 confirmed, most of them in China. That's where we're at now. Why the world economy will be facing China's coronavirus for a long time. Coronavirus. Here we go. First coronavirus death in Japan. And the China cases jump by 15,000. The head of Bloomberg News. So there we have it. Alright, so here we are backing off of the highs at the SPX. I kind of was looking for some kind of move up, maybe make new highs. You know, we'll see how we close this out, but it's 2:30 now. Probably close a little higher. Well, you know what, I don't know. I don't want to start speculating. Our job is not to predict. Our job is to react. Thanks for the link, Garrett. Appreciate that. Alright, so I still have the Aussie New Zealand on the right. Steve, that's what that is, basically on the right. I know it's Forex, but we took something in our Forex trading room a little bit earlier. So I'm just keeping an eye out for it, because I'm going to send an alert by email to members just to kind of let everybody know what my thoughts are. And feel free to let me know what your thoughts are too. We exchange information and help each other out. Sometimes there's something you may see that I don't. And feel free to post that in the chat. All right. That's a good question, Frank. Frank was asking how come we don't just, have a huge trading room. Well, there's a point where we just limit the trading room, and then we'll just put that on the website that it's just closed. And the reason is we want people that are like-minded like us, and people who are serious and want to succeed, and want to do this for a living ultimately. And we accept beginners and advanced. Most importantly, those who really share a true love for it and have a basic understanding of what the markets are before they come into the room. I mean, obviously, if someone doesn't know exactly what Forex is, they probably shouldn't be joining a trading room. They should read up on it, find out what it is, if it's for you, and then decide. So at any rate, I know that there's rooms out there that probably have thousands of people. I don't know, but we're a small family. In fact, Terry, Terry just posted. So 7 years a member. 7 years. Thank you. I appreciate that feedback. 7 years. All right. Yeah, I think at this point, I don't really see us moving much more. Let's jump back to that Bitcoin. I don't really see us moving much more on this. All right. It's kind of just a sideways grind. And I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming on the Google Live. And then we'll just go over some key levels in our member trading room, and we'll do another live stream tomorrow. This is getting fun. It's kind of neat. I don't think many people know about us really on the Google. Not the Google. I'm sorry. I said Google. It's YouTube. Thanks for correcting me, Deb. All right, so, at the moment, this is a swing trade, Alex. This sell here, that's a swing trade. Small position. But, yeah, that'll be, that's a hold for 5 to 7 days. Oh, yeah, the stop, if you log in, it's on that first page. Has the stop and the target. And if it goes in our direction, I'll add to it. Okay, let's wrap the Google end up. All right, everybody on, I just said Google again. Everybody on YouTube, I do wish you the best, and hope you gained something from this quick live stream. And for more information, we're going to start doing some more articles. I know I don't do a very good job of posting articles on the internet there. But check out fxlivedaytrading.com. It's a pleasure to be able to do this day in and day out. And we've been doing it for 10 years, and I enjoy every day, win or lose. Take care, everyone, and have a good one. Oh yeah, Gary, stay in the room. I'm just gonna stop the streaming.